Ever wondered how you can train your nose to the different fragrance, oils, and smells that you see in your favorite fragrances? I'm going to show you a good way to do it in a relatively cheap and inexpensive way to train your nose to the different fragrance notes that you love or want to learn more about. So stay tuned. Welcome back everybody to Joel the Nose, and today I'm going to do a little video. I guess it's kind of like an education video. Some of you know that I've played around for the last couple of years making my own fragrances, and it really started out kind of not, that really wasn't the goal. And you know what, let me adjust my camera a little bit. Sorry guys, sorry there. I just didn't like how it looked. All right. So what I started out was I wanted to train my nose more. As I was doing more fragrance reviews, I really wanted to find out how can I really differentiate the notes in the fragrances better, other than the kind of ones that are typical like vanilla, things that you're used to all the time. Excuse me. And what I found was, you know, of course, just smelling fragrances over and over is going to train your nose. So the more you smell, wherever they are, your favorite, you know, boutique or department store. But the really best way to isolate, because that's hard to isolate the specific notes, you know, whether it be oak moss, sandalwood, patchouli, vanilla, you know, whatever the note, amber you're looking for. So what I did was I found a website actually here in the United States. So this is a website called the Perfumer's Apprentice. And I've ordered from them now probably 10 different times, over 50 different fragrance notes that I have now, or materials, raw materials. And I've ordered, you can order all sorts of things from them. You can order bottles, you can order the perfumer's alcohol if you want to start making your own fragrances. It's really easy to do all that. And you just kind of experiment like a chemistry experiment. Remember those chemistry experiments when we were kids that you could buy and you could kind of mix things? That's kind of how I treated it. And of course, when you start out for the first time, it may not be so great. But like anything else, if you keep with it, you get better. That's a whole separate note about making fragrances, and I'll do another video soon about that. But what I want to say again is why I first started this was because I wanted to start learning the notes. So for example, you go on to Perfumer's Apprentice, they have, I don't know, probably 1,000 different raw materials. You can order ones that are synthetic, you can order ones that are all natural, you know, whatever you want. So for example, I have here, this is actually all natural patchouli oil. Okay, and they come in different sizes, they come in different prices. This is 30 milliliter bottle. So again, for each, when you click on the fragrance or on the note, the material you're looking at, and they're listed kind of alphabetically, you just pick. They have different sizes. They sometimes have different options from different parts of the world, or maybe different manufacturers, especially if it's a synthetic material. But let me just show you. So this patchouli is definitely kind of got that little bit of that chocolatey, a little bit damp, almost like, I don't want to say mossy, but kind of that damp, kind of like moss in the woods type smell. And what I do is I just basically bought these. At first I bought like 10 different fragrance notes that are very common and that I wanted to learn more about. So for example, I had patchouli. I'll give you another one I have here. That was an all natural. Here's a synthetic, because you can't really get this, you know, unless you're working for one of the big companies. This is civet oil. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it's not focusing. Okay, there you go. So this is civet oil. This is nasty. So this smells literally like, you can see the name there. I'm not even gonna open it because you can smell it through here. It smells like, I don't know, like you haven't wiped your butt in about 3 days, and I don't know, it's horrible. But civet oil, for those of you who know, is a huge main component in fragrances. It helps bind other materials together. It helps bring out different richness and complexity in different notes that it's mixed with, so it's a great blending agent. Okay, here's another one. This one much more palatable, and this is orange blossom, you can see. So this one, again, this is a 15 milliliter bottle, and let me just smell it. Oh, this is all natural, you know, blossom oil. I'm not sure where this one's from, but sometimes they'll say where they're from, sometimes they don't. So it's pretty cool. You go on there and, you know, just, you know, check around. Here's amber, Amber is one of my favorite fragrance notes, so I wanted to kind of learn what this smells like in its raw state. Oh, it's almost boozy. It's just like amber you would think of in a fragrance. It smells so good. It's like dark, rich, amber, boozy kind of material. I have an oud. This is an actually black agarwood, which is, you know, basically a variation of oud. All right, and I'm just showing you a few here. I have lavender, so this is all natural lavender fragrance oil. So lavender, again, one of my favorite fragrance notes, and this gives this kind of that clean barbershop. Yeah. It's almost got a little bit of a minty note to it. So again, what's pretty cool is, you know, you try different ones and they all smell a little bit different. You know, like I said, I've got tons. I've got over 50 different elements here that I use. So anyways, great, because this has really helped train my nose. And now when I smell fragrances, I can pick these notes out much, much better. Like anything else, it takes practice. So I buy them, I smell them, and then eventually I started mixing them and trying to make my own perfumes. And I've gotten, you know, some that actually smell pretty good now. You've seen me talk about them, and I'll, you know, that's a whole nother video and story. But anyways, that's a little tip. If you want to learn more about fragrance and you want to learn more about the notes, you can pick them up. These bottles, by the way, are anywhere, sometimes these bottles are anywhere from $3 to, you can get expensive ones that are way more, you know, upwards of $20, $30, $50 for one of these little, you know, bottles. But typically you can find stuff between $3 to $6. So, you know, what, maybe instead of buying a fragrance one time for $50, $100, or let's just say $50, instead of buying a new fragrance bottle, maybe you buy 10 small bottles of fragrance notes or fragrance oils and start training your nose, and it's just going to enhance your, you know, enhance your whole love of fragrance and your ability, I think, to really just understand it and appreciate it more. So there you have it. This is Joel the Nose. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, of course, as always, and I'll be back soon with another video. Peace and love.